Cybernation Uncensored.
Hello, and welcome to The Last of Us 2D20, a reskin of Fallout 2D20, right here on Cybernation Uncensored. Now, if everybody could let me know, can you hear me? Is audio working? We had issues last time.
Yeah, they can all see and hear us, apparently. It's a good start.
All right.
Yay!
All right, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. Yes, I'm really excited to be here with all of you today. Bring this amazing cast before you once again. Speaking of cast, we are short one player due to power problems. Rainey will not be able to join us tonight. Some electricity issues have made it so that he's unable to use a computer and internet. So it's very sad. We'll miss him. His character, Adam, will end up just kind of hanging out in the background, being really quiet this session. If some combat breaks out, I'll play as his character. All right. Now, without any further ado, let's go on and introduce our cast, starting with Riley.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us again. I am Riley Manus. You can find me on Twitter at ManusVO. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, and Alex.
Hi, everyone. I'm Alex Maxwell. You can find me in the Cybernation Uncensored Discord as Maxwell and Alex R. Maxwell on Twitter, and Maxwell Musings at other various creative outlets like TikTok, my blog, etc. Today, I'll be everyone's not favorite, but the local pet owner and just general curmudgeon, Elias Carpenter.
Right, and Vampire Bites. Oh, you're muted.
I am Vampire Bites, and while I do have my own Twitch channel, it's currently inactive, but you can find me here every second and fourth Monday for The Last of Us, and also here on Fridays playing Axel. But tonight, for The Last of Us, I am playing Gray Keeling, a smuggler.
Yes, and who is not with us tonight would be Troy or Rainey, and you can find them at DMs After Dark on various socials. All right, now catching up to where we are now. Everybody had met or had, in some cases, already been traveling together at a hotel called the Grand in New York, where a meeting was being held by a one Conrad Fisher. Yeah, a name that some of you may recognize. And some of you being the players, not necessarily. Not from the games or anything like that, don't worry. But turns out Conrad's family had been abducted by his brother Samuel Fisher, who had, after Conrad had broken a couple of the rules of engagement, so to speak, Samuel had killed Conrad's wife and son, leaving only his daughter remaining. Now, the team, as well as a number of other teams, have gone searching for a way to get to the island prison of Rikers Island, where the daughter of Conrad Fisher is currently being held, with the mission of bringing her back alive. The prize for doing so is a pallet full of ammunition, which is as good as gold in this day and age. And the team is currently searching for a boat and has made their way to the Bronx Zoo in order to do so. And where we left our team was just on the other side of an underground maintenance passage that went below the Bronx River into the zoo, where screaming has erupted behind them. Yeah. Okay. So picking up from there, the screaming continues, and I believe you all had said that you were going to continue walking forward. Is that so?
Yeah. Before heading off, and whichever like detritus there is around that's heavy enough to like bar the door, Alex is making sure that door is slammed shut and stopped up as best as he can.
Okay. All right. So you close the door. You put some debris in front of it. Just anything you can find. A couple of you find a park bench, one of those ones with the wrought iron arms and framing on it, because it's a zoo, and that's the type that they usually have. So you move it in front of the doorway to block it off. The screaming is muffled as the door is closed, and then suddenly the screaming stops.
Well, no rest for the wicked. Come on.
As you turn around, you see the zoo proper. It is incredibly overgrown with tropical plants and things that shouldn't live in this area. They have not been maintained. Not all of the tropical plants that originally lived there survived over the last 20 years of apocalypse, but you do see certain like ivies and vines and things that did somehow end up being hardy enough to survive those cold winters. Pathways are overgrown with moss. There are puddles and algae filled small little bodies of water on the pathway ahead of you. You have a split path in front of you. To the west is a sign that says Treetop Adventure, and to your east, pointing to your east, are signs that say World of Birds, Fountain Circle, and Tiger Mountain.
Oh boy. Pick our poison.
We wanted to head south. Didn't we find was it a physical map, or was it just a big placard map?
You found a physical map that includes staff passages and maintenance ways in that.
So which one of these east or west paths matches up with being best able to go south from here? Because we kind of want to follow the river, but maybe we want to stick to the path.
Well, the western path is on the southernmost part of the land before the river, so you're essentially following the path along parallel to the river. That's the one that goes by Treetop Adventure, and there is a maintenance building somewhere along that path or near that path, close to the Wild Asia monorail. on the sign, which is on the far southwest part of the zoo. So you're essentially walking across the length of the zoo to get there.
Better get trucking, I guess.
Yeah, we'll follow that and do our best to stay as close to heading south and the river as we can.
Yeah.
Without getting into too much overgrowth or trying. I don't want to cross into any animal enclosures, even though I don't figure any animals are still in their enclosures. It's still better safe than sorry.
Yeah. I've seen Jurassic Park. I know where this was going.
Yeah.
But
And Percy's like, "What's Jurassic Park?"
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know what's a movie.
oh my god. Just more gray hair spurts out of Elias's face.
Endurance is 7.
All right. I want everybody to roll stealth. I will roll for Adam.
Excellent.
Character of Adam.
Sneak, agility, and 3, and it's a tag. I love that.
Yes, good times.
I've got. I know.
Oh,
just-
I don't love that.
Oh no. Oh, I love hearing that though, don't we? Okay.
Oh boy.
If I didn't keep track of how many AP we have. I kept track of how many -2s we have.
We
I believe
unless
we're
it,
max.
I think we're max unless this is a new scene in which I think it resets.
Okay. Is it luck or AP that lets you re-roll?
You can use luck to reroll.
Okay.
1 die.
I'm going to spend a luck to re-roll that 20 because I got a 20 and an 18.
Ah,
That's for me. I got a total of 3 successes. This is one of them. I rolled a 4 on my sneak skill, and it's level 4, and it's a tag.
got it. Perfect.
Yeah, I got a 1, so that's a saving grace there.
Yeah, so that's
that
2
is-
successes. That's good.
2 successes.
2 successes for me.
2 successes. Okay. And that was 1 success for Adam. Which gives you a total of 4 action points. All of you.
And that's so we're starting off with AP zeroed out with this new scene. Yeah.
Let's carry over AP from
Okay.
episode
It's we're
to
at
episode.
we're at max anyway. So.
Yeah, so you're good to go. Okay. All right. So, you're moving silently through the jungle world road, as it's called, passing by Treetop Adventure. You hear birds in the trees. Some of them sound tropical. Some of them sound more native to the area. But you also hear the movement of trees, something large brushing past trees off to your right.
Is with the help of JoJo's keen senses, could I roll? Was it a perceptions something to see if I can pick if me or my dog can pick up what it is?
Perception survival.
Perception survival. Okay. That's not bad. That's oof. Sadly, just missed the mark. So nope.
Yeah, survival's one of my tag skills. I'll go ahead and try that too.
Yeah. Was in keen senses. I think lowers the difficulty of perception checks by 1.
I got 2 successes because I got a 2 and a 15, but a 2 is below 11, so
Okay.
or 2 is below 4, which is my rank. So yeah,
Right. So
rank total.
So that's a crit success. That's 2 successes, and that's enough. You needed 2. Off to your right, you see some trees, smaller ones being brushed and moved very easily by this large creature, and you see what looks, and it's hard to tell exactly, but it looks gray.
No, I'm gray.
So you see yourself.
Sorry.
But the color gray, and it's off in the distance. It's a good 20 feet away through trees, but you catch just a glimpse between the trees.
Do the old silent, eyes pointing at in the direction, and just finger to mouth, and we'll keep going silently and just kind of keep our awareness in that general direction.
Okay. You keep going forward, and this large thing continues moving parallel to you. Though it seems like it's veering a little bit further away, but very, very slightly. Very, very slightly. Through an open copse of trees, you see a trunk of an elephant moving up towards the head of the elephant, where large protrusions of fungal growth have split the skull nearly in half.
Oh, that's oh god. Excellent. Oh, you don't see that every day.
I don't want to see that any day.
No.
Let's stay away.
Okay, you guys are continuing down the road?
Yeah, no. Elephants are scarier in their own right. I don't want to deal with a clicker elephant.
They got Dumbo, man.
Yeah, that is absolutely horrifying, and that's gonna stick with me for the rest of my life. Thank you, Brandon.
You're welcome.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm proud to have done that for you. Yeah. Okay. So you're continuing moving forward. The elephant shifts. It stops and shifts its head just ever so slightly in your direction.
Gray will put his hand up and just stop.
Mm-hmm. Adam waits silently behind you. His mind seems to be somewhere else. All right. With that, the elephant stops, turns its head back towards the direction where it was heading, and it takes a tentative step forward.
Wait, let it move.
It continues forward, and it takes a few minutes. It's moving relatively slowly at this point, but it is making its way through the trees, a little bit further away, until finally, after about 10 minutes, you don't hear it anymore.
Okay, let's go.
What the hell was that?
An elephant, but
Was it?
Infected.
Was it the obligatory Monty Python reference? Was it Indian or African elephant?
It was an African elephant.
Oh, good, the big one. Yeah, shit. Yeah,
Also, Brandon, we also have a +2 from King Square in addition to the -2, so you can use that against us when you need.
I believe I have a +2 from last session too, so...
Yeah, I'm keeping track of the -2s, but I'm not keeping track of the +2s, but I'll let you know if I notice one.
All right. I appreciate your honesty. Thank you very much. I will keep track of those +2s. All right. So, You're moving further down the jungle world road now. You're about halfway to your destination. You see in the distance to your left a road that is, I guess you could call it an overpass, leading up higher, vaulted off the ground. And further ahead, in front of you, you see a side road as well, a pathway that goes off to the left towards the river. You see on your map that this appears to be the one that goes to the maintenance building.
That's the way we want to go.
Yeah, well, let's rendezvous there, see if there's anything worth taking. As they're walking, Elias would have been giving Percy like a hushed but like brief lowdown on like the great land titans that are like the great beasts of Africa. Being a former zookeeper that Elias is the African elephant, the giraffe. No, they were magnificent creatures that are now apparently susceptible to fucking mushrooms. But
So were they just in New York?
yeah, the zoo. But now they're out.
How the hell did you get them here?
So it looks over at our is it Adam?
Mhm.
That is the one who's space like is like really big fucking syringes that just out like a light.
In crates on a plane.
Sometimes we'd airlift them with big old helicopters.
What the hell were y'all doing back in the day?
Taking a lot for granted.
Yeah, we were.
I don't look at that and say, let's put it in a goddamn cage somewhere else.
Oh, believe it or not, back in the day, out in the wild was meant possible extinction for them. Poachers, and they'd kill them just for the tusks. Horrendous. Wasteful. So that's why if you see a poacher, just put one right here. Let God sort them out.
I'll keep that in mind. Gray, you got a heading for us, right?
Yeah, we're going over towards the maintenance building. But their tusks were made of ivory, and that was a prized material for making jewelry and trinkets.
I appreciate the history lesson from when you were in your 20s. Thank you.
That's the most rude way to say thank you, but also fuck you too. Jesus
But
Christ.
that's when y'all could remember this shit, right?
Don't carbon date me, motherfucker. And they'll go up and test the doorknob of the
What the fuck's
maintenance building.
carbon?
Oh my God.
Yeah, you test the doorknob of the maintenance building, and sure enough, it is locked.
Well, that sounds like a lockpick check.
Yep. If you have lockpick, go for it.
I have lockpick and it's a tag. It's a low tag, but it's a tag.
Elias will just stack up on the door, waiting for it to open.
It's my perception. 7. 7 and 3 is 10. 2 not successes. Oh, wait. If I use... We have a lot of -2s. I can get, using -2s, I can get that 12 down to a 10. I can get the 14. That would use up 3 or 6. Are we doing
So
before or afters?
if you use -2s after the roll, then they're worth half as much. So
Okay.
if you wanted to actually do -2, you'd have to use 2 -2s. Do that.
So I could use 6 -2s to get 2 successes.
If
We
you
have
have
9
6
right
-2s, do you have that many?
We have
banked up?
9.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have 9
Shit.
banked. I'll go ahead and mark that down to 3 and say I got 2 successes on the lockpick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So 2 successes on the lockpick. That's enough. you're able to pick this deadbolt. You hear it slide in very slowly, back into the door, out of the frame, to a final click, where you know that you have got it. The door itself has rusted quite a bit around the edges. Ivy's grown over it, and more algae in the shaded parts as well. It's very damp over here, it being closer to the river. And this is quite close to the river. You can see the river on the other side of the building. All right. You open the door to complete darkness.
Elias is the one with the flashlight, so he'll lead in, flashlight, pistol, and just start cutting the pie, clearing corners.
Is it safe to head in? Just out the gate? Do we see anything like air rate out?
Good question.
What do you mean?
Like spores?
Does spores or any collection of bad things come out?
You give me a perception survival. You'll need one success.
Survival, that'll be one success.
Okay. Opening the door, you get a good look around. You don't see any mushroom growths, and it doesn't look like any spores in the afternoon sun that's coming through. Okay.
So,
but as you look
Elias
in,
go ahead.
you see some old, small cages piled up to your left. Rusted out, nothing inside. Looks like they were from an exhibit, like the reptile or bird or something along those lines. So terrariums and cages there. To your right side, you see a desk with a pegboard with a number of tools on it. And straight ahead of you, in the darkness, you see another doorway, but the door is closed.
Clear.
Elias, give me some light on this toolbox here. Let's see if we can find another flashlight that somehow works.
Yep, he'll keep the flashlight on like the workstation area. He'll be keeping his revolver painted on the door on the far end.
Okay. Who's looking in the toolbox?
I'll take a look.
Yeah? Okay. Then give me a luck survival roll.
I have a crit success and a complication.
Okay. So the complication, as you open this metal toolbox, and it's like that classic red metal toolbox, it creaks loud. But inside of this toolbox is a mag light. It's a nice little LED mag light.
Well, I'll be.
Winner.
Just turn on.
Yeah, you turn it on, and it's just like one of those nice little short ones. It's but it's bright.
That's a win.
That is a win.
It's kind of a miracle the battery lasted this long, but it's somehow working.
Gray is not the tech type at all, but if any of the tools up on the pegboard look salvageable and usable, it might come in handy for fixing and repairing things.
It's
parts.
Yeah, both. I don't know about you, but I know both Adam and I are also tools folk. Adam especially. He's an engineering type.
Have at it.
With that, Adam nods. He will look at the tools, and he will pick up 3 of them I'll let Rainey and Troy decide what tools they have actually picked up. But it's a good array of tools there. There's, of course, hammers, wrenches, vice grips, screwdrivers of various kinds, some electric tools. However, the batteries on the electric tools may not function as well. There may be a luck roll involved for him out of game to be able to handle that. But just as a heads up, that's what's happening. Were there any tools that you wanted to pick up, Elias?
I guess Elias is less of a tool tinkery guy. But I guess if there is a screwdriver that could serve as a shiv, or a hammer that could be an improvised melee weapon, just to also, like, if you have a hammer, every problem's a nail, right?
Mm-hmm. You do find I'm completely blanking on the name. We'll just call it a screwdriver now. That you can use as a shiv. It's a very wide flathead screwdriver.
Excellent.
Extra large. You know that this doesn't look like it's in the greatest shape. It's something that you could use once and it'll probably break.
If no one needs to use it for some tinkering or weapons upgrading or whatever, it'll be good to ice pick someone. So
all right,
I'll take it. Just puts it in his belt.
Percy, Gray.
No, I was thinking maybe the same kind of idea, but yeah, Gray's not particularly toolsy. So
Okay.
I'm thinking anything precise for gun work, particularly. I know Percy's been wanting to put a scope on this rifle of his for a while. Anything that can prepare for that if we get lucky enough to find one.
Now, as far as I know, when it comes to working with guns, you need specific tools. That not your standard tool belt stuff is usually going to work.
But Percy's a young, dumb son of a bitch who don't know if it's going to work or not.
Nah, I could be wrong there, but I think when it comes to certain guns, you do need some specific tools, and that's something that you can correct me on, Alex, if since you know guns better than I do.
It's for when it comes to especially making a scope, it's you need to have particular magnification, and whether you want something that's modifiable or within has a good sight ratio. But for the most part, it's the most common one nowadays is you have Allen keys. And so if you have a solid Allen key ratchet set, you can take apart uppers and lowers. But I think we've got more woodstock stuff, which like that. If you've got more woodstock stuff, those will tend to be more traditional wood screws because it's going into the wood.
Okay, all right. Well, I will say that this being a toolbox that has a pretty good collection of tools in it, you would find Allen keys and even a small set of screwdrivers as well, if that is of help.
Yeah, I'll take those at Adam's advisement, since he's definitely more intelligent than I am.
All right. Okay. And with that, is that where you're leaving the desk alone?
Yeah, I think that's it. We've just
Yep.
got now we've got Percy's got his own light. Elias is going to shift focus to just covering the locked door on the inside.
Can you point that flashlight back here? I want to poke around the desk and look for keys.
I'll help
Uh,
him, Elias.
maybe?
You can watch the door.
All right, sure.
See if there's any keys or anything like that.
Okay, so going through the drawers, give me a perception survival for that.
10 and a 13. I think the 10 is a success. Survival is 4 and perception is...
You need 2 successes on this.
I will spend luck to re-roll the 13.
Don't forget we hit the AP for extra dice.
It's not a complication, but it's not a success either. So just one success.
All right. With one success, you are looking through this desk. You don't see any keys, unfortunately. You find some things that you could use for lock picking, like bobby pins, paper
We'll
clips.
grab a few of those.
Yeah.
Just to...
But with one success, that's the best thing you could find.
Okay.
All right. So, would you be going for the door now, or are you going to continue to look? Is there anything else you wanted to see while you're in here?
There doesn't happen to be any vehicle parts or actual. It's a small shed. It's not like a whole big ass building, right?
It's not necessarily a small shed. I would say it's not a huge building though either. So it's about the size of a small bungalow. You've got this front room. You imagine that there's something, you've got that doorway to another room as well. And it is very close to the river. So its proximity to the river is what I imagine gave you the idea that this is a good place to look for potential, for a boat, a maintenance boat, something like that.
Yep. Yeah, well, let's go through the door. That's the only other way through right now.
Okay. All right. Who's opening the door? Can you give me a marching order?
It's Gray's our lockpick, right?
Yeah, Gray will take the lead.
Yeah, I'll just stack up behind him.
Okay, Gray, this door is not locked, you can tell.
Okay.
It is fairly moist in this space. The concrete below your feet is wet, and some rust has started to climb its way up the bottom of this metal door.
Before I open it, I'm going to take a major action to focus.
Okay.
If there's anything within the same zone that's moving on the other side,
Okay.
unless the door counts as a zone block. Yeah, I don't know how zones work, so.
Yeah, so the room that you're in would count as an enclosed zone.
Okay.
Yeah. However, if you were to crack that door open, I would say that your focus should be able to work to allow you to listen.
Okay. I will just barely crack the door open.
Okay. All right. Give me a sneak check for opening that door.
There's a 3. That one's good for something. I don't know if the 12 gets me there or not. 3 and agility is 9. Yes, 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, give yourself an action point. You need one.
Yes, we're still maxed.
Still
Yeah,
maxed.
we're still capped. Yeah.
All right. So what you're telling me is I need to make these rolls harder. So.
I didn't say that.
No, what we're telling you is we need to remember to use up the action points when it's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand why you're saving them too. So, but yeah, follow your gut. You creak the door open, and you notice that it's starting to creak a little bit, but you brace it with your hand, and just by the hinge, you're able to apply just enough pressure that the rust on the hinge just grinds instead of creaks. So it still makes a noise, but just something that you can hear being close enough. Even Percy behind you couldn't hear that grinding noise. Now, as you focus on the other room, you do hear shuffle of feet.
completely silent, just doing the hand motions. There's something over there. Get the pistol ready.
Okay. All right. Adam arms up behind you.
Yes. Elias goes for a pistol and then Shiv in the offhand.
I'll keep a light out for us, and I'll one-hand my baseball bat.
Okay.
Staying low. It's gonna creak because I can't brace it now, but the door as slowly as I can until it's open just enough to move through it.
Okay. Give me another sneak check. This will be 1 success required to open this door without creaking.
Spend an AP to get that third D20.
Yeah. 5 is a success, but not critical. A 10 is not, and a 14 is not. So nope, that 1 AP did not get me. Well, no, 1 success is still enough, but yeah, the 1 AP. It wasn't the 1 AP, but we still spent it, and we did get another +2 from Crag.
Yeah, got with a +2 and a -2 from Craig.
Yep.
Okay, so that gives me 3.
We're dead.
All right. You're able to open the door without it creaking. It just makes more of a grind.
Mm-hmm.
And also scrapes just a little bit on that concrete floor. As you can see that top hinge is a little loose. But it was still quiet enough, you feel fairly confident that was quiet enough. Now that the door is fully open, or at least open enough that you guys can get through, you do hear clicking sound starting to echo through the space. And it seems in this darkness that it is a relatively large space. It's probably about 25 feet across, wall to wall. And ahead of you, you see a little bit of daylight on water through an open boathouse door. There's just enough light in here that you can see the reflection on the water. You see the silhouette of something shambling ahead of you.
That's the clicking noise we know, right?
I would say after all this time in the apocalypse, you know what a clicker is.
Is it? Yeah, fantastic. Love it.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you do?
Low and slow.
Do we really want to risk getting caught with more than one if we can't hear the other ones yet?
There's a boat. There's a boat.
We're not getting that boat out if they're in there.
It's quitter talk.
Ray's gonna switch to his bow and arrow.
Okay.
And then just inside the door, take that full major action to focus. So if I can get a bead on it and hope maybe take it out with a single arrow.
This is a new zone, so your focus will fill the full space.
Okay.
You are able to pick up on the shuffling of the feet, the clicker, the lapping of the water against the sides of surfaces. nothing else.
Just the one clicker.
You only sense one.
Only one moving.
All right, that's easy then.
Percy, cross to gray. I'll take Adam. We'll go around the other side.
Why don't we just trap it?
That's what we're doing. Surround it. Close in. If Gray naps it in the head, good. If not, we're gonna have to go and just ice pick it in the head or cave its skull in before it makes a ruckus.
All right, I'll go first.
Low and slow. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
All right. So you're moving as two separate groups at this point?
Yeah, I'm taking Adam and Jojo with me.
Okay. All right. I'll get individual sneak checks for everybody. I'll do Adam.
Ed, where'd my dice go? Shit.
Two
Got a spare. Okay. I'm going to spend an AP for this. So we're down to 4. Yes. Oh, hell yeah, brother. Okay, that's 4 successes. No, that's 3, 3, and 5. So that's 5 successes then. Sweet.
Nice. I got 2. My dice are not rolling well. They're rolling well enough, but not well.
I got you, buddy. I got 2 crit successes. I got 4.
All right. So you needed 2. 2 of you have passed. Vampire bites. You said you got 1?
2.
You got 2.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So 3 of you have passed. And unfortunately, Adam's not as quiet as the rest of you. Yeah. So, his foot brushes against something on the ground, an empty can, an empty oil can, and it makes a scraping noise, and the clicker stops, looks up, turns its head towards Adam's direction. So, at this point, let's get everybody's initiative.
Oh, goody. Important thing is we capped out our AP again, so we're
Oh boy! Thank goodness we can use it here.
okay. That's was it pro? What is it for?
So your initiative is listed on your sheet. It is a hard number.
Yes. Okay.
So you don't have to roll for it. But just let me know what it is so I can determine the initiative order.
It's 13 for Elias.
Gray's got a 16.
It's perception and agility, right? Yeah, 15.
Okay. And I don't have it right up in front of me for Adam, but I'm gonna put him last after Elias there. Okay. Give me one.
And Rob says that we're still on the player overlay instead of the character overlay. So we're not seeing the character names.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay. That's something I can try to fix at break.
Okay. Hey, Rob.
Thank you very much, Rob. All right. So, let's roll. Did you have a held action, Vampire Bites, with your bow?
No, I was just gonna be. We were planning on getting past or or distracting and shooting. So it was kind of play it out as it goes.
Yes, and Adam caught its attention. Okay.
Yep.
So, Gray, you get to go first.
All right.
What are you going to do on your turn?
I'm going to unleash the bow.
Right.
Send that arrow flying. With only one success.
Yes. Well,
Is that enough?
Clicker
Is that
has
enough
a defensive 1.
Okay. And oh, headshot. Awesome.
Right. What's the damage?
There's 2. 4. Out of 5 dice, I get 4 damage.
Right. So, Nero streaks through the air, catches the clicker in the shoulder, and it turns its attention towards that direction, no longer focused on Adam. Percy is next. What would you like to do?
I'm going to keep my light on it. How far away is it from me?
It is about 10 feet away.
About 10 feet away. Well, I'm just gonna stay right here where I am. I'm able to ready an action, right?
You can, yes. Just let me know what the trigger is going to be.
Yeah, I will ready a melee attack with my baseball bat for when it is close enough to be struck.
Okay. All right. Next is the clicker. It's going to take movement. And it's going to move close to Ray. And make an attack.
Oh, these things suck.
Okay, Grays, what is your defense?
2.
2?
Yep.
All right. Clicker moves in, grabs your arm, goes to bite your shoulder, but catches only material. Just fabric. Okay. Next is Elias.
Right. I'm still hidden to it. If I were to move up, kind of able to use the shiv against it.
If it hasn't detected you, you can use the shiv. So yes, if you can sneak up on it successfully, you can try to shiv it.
All right, that's what I'm gonna try and do. Is not low and quiet as I can. Try and just get up and just jab it right in the padella.
Okay.
Me rolling
So
stealth first, and then.
Yes, roll stealth first, and then we'll roll an attack after.
Alrighty. Come on. Needs a new pair of shoes. Okay, that's 1 success.
Okay. 1 success is enough. It has a defensive 1.
Alright. And then with the shiv, I just need to make a successful melee attack, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Alright. That's unarmed is strength.
Strength
no,
plus
that's
melee weapons.
strength is melee. There we go. Nope. Come here. Alright, so that's going to be. I'm gonna take an AP for a extra D20 on this. Oh yeah, we take that here. Okay, that's let's see, 8. So that's an 8 and a 3. So that's 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. You only needed 1, so that's perfect. The shiv is an instant kill weapon, but it breaks after use, which is how it works in The Last of Us. We brought it over into this game as well. So you're able to sneak up behind this clicker and stab it with this screwdriver, and the handle breaks.
Yeah, it's just like jabs like right behind the ears, wrenches and twists as the handle just falls apart. Ugh.
The clicking turns into a gurgle as it slowly drops to its knees, slumps forward, and then slides into the water. Off of the dock.
You bit?
All right.
Almost. Only got some cloth.
Show me.
It show the
Okay.
tear that's not clean through.
Hold for his pistol. Good ears on you.
It's what I do.
Adam's holding his chest like his heart's beating 20 times or faster and harder than normal.
Yeah, he's not the only one.
How about you two check out what's in here? I'll keep Adam together for us.
Go.
Yep. Let's see if we can find anything that can be used as a boat in here, or you said it opens up onto the water, or there's a dock here.
Onto the
Right.
water. So it's essentially like a U-shaped wooden dock inside of a boathouse.
Okay.
The boathouse door is open. You've got some light coming in, but for the most part, the light that you've got is from your own flashlights. So you're looking to investigate the space a little further?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's any like boats like in the water. Sometimes they'll like suspend them like from like gurneys and shit, like to elevate it up just to see if there's anything we can use.
Right. Give me a perception survival. This one will be difficulty 0. So it's a chance to get some AP if you need to make some back, potentially also to get a complication.
It's also what is JoJo's keen senses reduces the perception difficulty by 1. Well, minimum of 0. So yes.
Yeah.
So, never mind. Exactly 1.
Exactly.
Right on the
Okay.
dot.
All right. Looking down into the water, you do see that there is the rim of a boat sticking up above the surface of the water, where it looks like a boat was there and has sunken down as deep as it can go.
Figures.
Yeah. And it looked like it was a maintenance boat. It was something that they used to go up and down the river to get to places a little bit quicker. Do some work on fences and things like that. And above you, there are some pulleys, and there is a boat there. This one looks more like a boat for entertainment, as though they would have mascots and stuff on it to bring it down the river.
You want to ride in style?
I'd rather have the faster boat if we can get it out and get it patched, if it even needs to be patched. I mean, it could have been sitting in the water and just sunk because it's been sitting there too long and get pushed down. It might be perfectly intact. I doubt we'd be that lucky, but we can hope. Are there any free pulleys, rope systems that we could use to try and haul this out of the water?
The pulleys are attached to
To the showboat.
to the wall. Well, to the yeah, they hold the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no extras. Okay.
Yeah, so holding the suspended boat, but nothing connected to the boat that's sunk, if that's what you're asking.
No, if there was anything that's not connected to anything, any ropes where we could use those and drag it down to that boat and use that to haul it up.
No, they are all connected to
the one showboat.
Yeah.
So we could let the showboat down because we need that as a backup anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll let that down and then try and use the ropes afterwards to try and get the maintenance boat out to see if it's seaworthy.
Okay.
Just let it down nice and easy. It'll easier out the back.
Yeah.
Okay. So I suppose you're moving to the wall where the pulleys and ropes have been tied off.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you move over
We just
there.
found a clicker. We should be on the watch for any fungal growth in here. See if there's any mushrooms and spores and stuff like that around, because we don't need to be getting indirect words are hard.
Exposure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, no problem. So give me a one person. Give me a perception survival.
Perception survival, I have a base 13. And it's a tag, so I'll go ahead and give it. 1 success.
Right, with that success, you do find a small, in the corner, very small patch of fungal growth. But it doesn't seem to be releasing much in the way of spores. You know that from past experience, you'd have to get pretty close to something like that for it to be a danger to you, but with the size of this room, you're not too concerned.
Okay. And it's not near where we have to go to let the boat down?
No, it's on the opposing wall.
Okay.
In the corner.
I'll point that out just so everybody's aware of it, and then we'll let the boat down.
Okay, so you head over to the wall where there's a crank connected to the pulley system. It looks like you just have to turn this one crank and it'll lower all the pulleys at one time.
Excellent.
Okay.
That makes life easy.
Yeah. It is noisy, but there's no avoiding that, unfortunately.
And we already took out the one clicker that we know of.
Yeah.
It's just to be safe. Let's just close the door to try and muffle as much of the sound going out as we can.
Okay. All right, so you close the door to try and muffle that sound. Adam is standing there. He's armed, paying attention to what's going on, just kind of focused on seeing if there's, anything incoming. So you start turning this crank, click, 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 as the pulleys, the ropes move over the pulleys and the boat starts to descend. It takes a few minutes, but it finally lowers all the way into the water. And it looks like it's floating. It appears to be seaworthy. Well, maybe not seaworthy, but river-worthy.
Okay, so get the ropes detached from that.
Mm-hmm.
And then did it come down right on top of the sunken boat, or is it?
No, it's offset. There's enough room in here to fit 2 boats.
Excellent. Good.
Yeah. So the other boat that sunk was tied off to the dock. You can see the rope that's descending down into the water. However, the showboat is sitting, next to it, floating. It seems to be okay.
Okay. So we go detach the ropes from the showboat and try and finagle that to try and hoist up the sunken boat.
Yes, Elias will volunteer to get wet. Once the showboat's in, we'll have to go in and get it underneath the submerged boat anyway. So it's just like, hold my shit.
Okay.
Have at it. It's like, son of a... And just trying to get everything underneath the hull of the boat.
Watch out for watch out for clicker sharks.
So that's the dolphins. So,
All right. Adam sees you getting in the water, and he realizes that another pair of hands is going to be needed, so he's going to get in the water with you.
I'll take it.
He sets his guns on the dock so as not to get them wet. Right.
Yo, just being like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It's the usual dog thing, just pacing around the pool.
What are you doing? Where are you going? Where are you going? You gonna come back?
I want to jump in. Yeah.
All right. So you're starting to secure these ropes to the boat.
Yeah, I don't know if they like hooking onto like ringlets, or is it like like a sling that we have to put underneath the hull?
It has some ringlets along the side.
All right, so I don't have to get fully submerged, hopefully. So I'll go and just. I'm presumably like murky as shit waters, like feeling for the ringlets and
you
putting
cannot
things
see.
on.
You cannot see the bottom. The depth of your visibility is about 2 inches. It's it's just green and murky. You have flashes in your mind of crocodiles.
So, okay, just be like, nah. No, it's just a fish. That was just a fish. Everything's fine. Just securing everything, giving like the precursory tug to make sure that's like nothing springs loose to take out someone's eye.
Okay. So give me agility survival on your rope tying ability.
Excellent. Agility and survival.
Ooh, okay.
And I'll take
Adam got 4 successes on his.
Excellent.
You need 2 successes.
Just hoping. And that is a hell yeah. That's only one of my dice succeeded, but it landed on a 3, which is my the number of my tech skill for survival.
Beautiful.
So that's
perfect. Okay. So with that, you and Adam as a team are able to tie off the eyelets on both sides of the boat. And you feel like in good places for to be able to pull it up out of the water. Now, who's going to go and crank this boat up?
I'm on it. I haven't done anything. I've just been standing here.
All right. Percy heads over.
You know how those work, right?
Oh, I watched you do it.
Now, this is a little bit slow going because this boat is full of water. But you are working on that crank, and it's clink, clank, 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 and it takes a while. But after about 10 minutes, you're able to get the boat high enough out of the water that the water is just pouring through a hole in the side of the boat as you're pulling it up. And it looks like it just rusted through. And this hole is about 7 inches open.
I guess we're taking the showboat to Rikers.
That's it, ride in style. So is there the showboat? Presumably is prop still attached to it?
It does have a propeller. Sorry, yeah, it has a prop on it. There is a gas canister. However, you know that after this much time, gas would usually go bad. If somebody can give me a perception survival, though.
I'm plumb out of moonshine, so I got nothing.
3 successes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Wow. Okay, you needed one. So I'm guessing you guys are full up on AP.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So the boat that you did pull up out of the water, clamped to the inside, just on underneath the bench seats, are some paddles. There's 3 pairs of paddles, so 6 paddles in total.
All right. We're getting a workout in tonight.
Right. So Adam looks at the boat and says, "Who's gonna get those paddles?" Hey, I guess I could do it.
Yeah, I'll get it. Unless I know someone else is gonna volunteer, I'll.
Yeah, you give yourself a break. I'm probably the quickest to not fall in the water.
All right, so you lower the boat enough that you can climb in, as opposed to just look in, as you were able to do before. Give me an agility athletics.
All right. That will be. Oh, math is hard. Oh, that'll be 1 success.
All right, so you climb in the boat. You get 1 foot in, it starts to swing, and you're able to throw your other leg in really quickly as it swings back. You pass the paddles out. You just need 4 of them. I'm assuming you're just going to take the 4 out of the 6.
We're gonna take the whole set. Better safe than sorry.
All right.
So, have
So
a spare.
pass the 6 into the showboat, and you're good to go. I'll say your roll allows you to get out of this holy boat.
Unembarrassed. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. You got paddles. You got a boat. The boat's in the water. What's your plan? Anything else you want to do here before you head out?
I've been steadily burning daylight.
We are leaving.
Yeah, let's make like a tree and skedaddle.
All right. So you head out. You're moving down the Bronx River. That's where we're going to take our 5-minute bio break. So I'm going to just head over to the break screen. The mics are going to be on. Everybody in the chat, feel free to post some questions or thoughts or anything. If you have anything that you wanted to ask the players, or even myself. But yeah, 5-minute bio break starting now.
I'm glad we dealt with the regular clicker and not the. What would a clicker elephant be? A honker?
I don't want to find out.
Yeah, it's called a bad time. Oh man, it's a fun story. As someone who once was a zookeeper, the African elephants, especially the bulls, can be absolute a-holes. One at the zoo I worked at had a proclivity of throwing whole ass trunks at us. Just because.
Because you were keeping him in captivity.
But it was, yeah, we're just like, oh yeah, and here we have our African exhibit, and then just tree gets Superman across the enclosure. I'm like, you go away. That's it. I'm gonna beat this guy with another guy. Yeah. Ugh. Also, that would be Because when elephants get aggravated, their ears will go wide and they'll flag. I'm just imagining like that, but then like the big old like clicker like shelves, like those big old blooms, is the whole head just kind of like rattling, almost like a rattlesnake's tail. Yeah, absolute worst. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we never know. That'll stick to the other teams that are looking for votes. Or if we need to ruin the Fisher's day, we'll just like aggro the elephant and drop it back to the hotel. It's like surprise. That'll learn you. Oh man.
A cordyceps elephant is one of those oliphants from Lord of the Rings. Crag, this game is the most on the edge of my seat I've ever been in a TTRPG. So I don't think we need coin rewards for making dogs growl because I'm good. Yeah, definitely. It's edging past the Oliphant, and yeah, it's having not played the video game and not watched the series yet, I'm still right there at the I'm ready to play this game when it's out on PC.
Making the dog growl. Ooh. And making the since no one has phones anymore, it could be receives a call or message. Could be the dog growling.
Yeah, and you do have because we're using Soundscape. There's probably a button for all kinds of jump scare sounds that you could throw in.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
cool.
that's the.
So yeah, there's no cell phone, so that 10,000 channel points for player receives a call or holotape doesn't apply in this game. But if you drop the points and suggest a jump scare, well, who knows? And there it goes. Craig's got one. So you've got a jump scare for us whenever you feel it most appropriate. Because of course, as soon as we committed to it, it gets redeemed.
Random tense moment. Dog starts growling.
All right. Well, we're coming back from break. I tried to time it in the Cybernation Uncensored traditional way of trying to get it when someone's taking a bite, but I missed it. So close.
By that much.
Just by this much. This many. Alright. So, you're heading down the Bronx River in this entertaining boat. It does have quite the thick layer of dust on it, but you were able to clear it off a good amount before you came to sit down. The river itself is very cloudy. There was recently a thunderstorm and the water hasn't quite settled yet. You definitely cannot see the bottom. It is fairly wide across. But you're following the water, heading south towards Rikers Island. And as you approach the island from the north, you see the institutions as they sit heavy, dark, in the waning light of the sun. You see walls topped with razor wire. You see towers once used for guard towers, and you see what appears to be ferry landing. Now, you guys had talked about potentially approaching from the south of the island rather than the north, but it's up to you what you choose to do.
Wow, do any of us have binoculars? There's a question. No. Is there any? Are we seeing any vehicles at the ferry landing? Like any boats moored?
You're not quite close enough to be able to see if there's, like, if there were larger boats, then you would see them for sure, but from where you are, you're not sure. There may be some smaller boats, but you can't tell. Not 100%.
Stick with the plan. All right.
The sun is setting. It's getting darker by the minute. But you head, so sticking with the plan means heading towards the south, right?
Yes.
Island? Okay. All right. Are you going around the west of the island or the east of the island?
East. It's the shorter leg of the island.
All right.
Pretty much have to go past the ferry slip. I mean, if there's nobody docked at the ferry slip, when we head past that side of the island, why don't we just hit that anyway? If there's no boats moored there right now, and certainly if there's no people, because we'll pretty much have to go past it to slip around the east side of the island.
Good
But
idea.
the west side would be the long way around. So.
Oh, isn't the west side's where the original stop, or the true access point is, ain't it? Didn't they say the northwest was
south
where the real landing was?
Well, that's the ferry slip. Yeah, the south is where the bridge was, but the bridge is out.
Well, we're rowing either way. If we don't run into anyone, we can make a decision.
Yeah. I think as we get close, if we don't see anybody or any boats at the ferry dock, we should just go ahead there. It's the most direct path. And
Agreed.
we know it's a landing.
Okay. So I just made a couple of rolls to determine whether there would be boats at the ferry landing. And if there were, how many there would be. And as you approach, you see 3 rowboats docked at the ferry landing, at the old ferry slip.
Keep going.
Okay.
Or do you just want to set those adrift?
How long has it taken us so far?
It's taken you a couple hours to get here. Enough that you're now in the evening. It's let's see, it's late summer. Let's say it's probably about 7:30, 8 p.m. and the sun's starting to set.
I mean, if we don't get there fast enough, we're gonna be floating blind. We're gonna run into something before we even get anywhere.
Yeah, let's dock it. Let's dock here, and we can. I don't know that we need to cut their boats loose, because we might take one of them back instead. Better than this old showboat.
Well, let's park it to the side best we can, not attract attention then.
Kind of thing.
In our big old fancy character boat.
That's why I said best we can. It's not going to be that good.
So overt, it's covert.
Yeah, well, it would probably camouflage best with the dark out of the other boats anyway. Lots of blues on the painted on the sides and so on. Okay, so you get yourselves connected up to one of the docks, you tie yourself off, and you climb out of the boat. So you find yourself at the old ferry slip here, and it does look like it has been unused for quite some time, even before the apocalypse. This old ferry slip was unused. And it's at that point you hear a loud shout come from right ahead of you. You don't see anybody. Sounds like it's a little ways in the distance. It's got a little bit of an echo to it. And then you hear some gunshots. And then silence.
Wow.
And the dog growls.
There it is.
There it is.
Well, they're gonna be ready for us.
That's what, 3 less shots for us. All right. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Low and slow.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Moving forward along the path. Give me a group stealth. I'll roll for Adam. Who's gonna lead?
I'll take lead.
Okay.
So it's was it leader? But we all roll the 2D 2d20, or is it leader rolls
So,
the 2D and we all
I
roll
roll
one?
2, everyone rolls 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the leader has to get at least 1 success for any of the others to count.
Oh, don't you worry. I rolled 2 normal successes.
2 normal successes. Okay, you need 2 more, a total of 4.
That is going to be so close. So 1 success for me.
1 success. Adam got a crit success.
Gray is going to be spending another luck point because we don't want a complication right now.
Oh, wow, that's fun.
That's 2 successes because it's a tag skill.
All right. Okay, making your way up this pathway. It's now absolute silence. Just the odd breeze rustling through some leaves and some foliage around you. There is in front of you and to your left, actually the pathway forks right off of the ferry slip. The leftmost path appears to just continue off into the darkness with a scattering of buildings, smaller buildings off in that direction. When you look to your right, you see what looks like a larger building, probably used for storage. It looks like a bit of a warehouse, and in the path directly in front of you, there is a what looks like a powerhouse, a building for electricity.
Are there electric lights around?
No.
No. Okay. So stopping at the powerhouse and cutting power doesn't do anything because there's no power.
Yeah, so
Please.
if we could hear, like, presumably be running on like a gas generator.
Yeah.
If we could hear that telltale just but
Would we have passed or seen by now any results of those gunshots we heard earlier?
No, you wouldn't have passed by where those gunshots went off. Not yet. So you guys are at the fork in the road, so you can go left with the small buildings, right with the storehouse, or forward with the powerhouse.
Always go gaily forward.
yeah. Wait, what?
Never go straight. Always go gaily forward.
All right. So everybody's in agreement. Go forward.
Yep. Go forward gaily.
All right. All right. Moving forward, you find yourself moving up a hill as the grade of the ground slightly slopes upward. The island itself tapers upward for you. You approach the powerhouse where there is no sound. But you imagine this may have been the place where you had heard the gunshots. It's far enough away, and it's the first landmark you've seen. So it's an assumption.
Any windows or anything for us to peer into?
There are some windows that have been barred off, but it's dark inside.
There's no sign of bodies on like a blood trail that we can see in the dark.
Give me a perception survival, difficulty 2.
Oh boy. See, I'm going to perception survival. You know what? Since I'll spend an AP for one extra D20. I'm glad I did. Okay, so that's one success. And that's a difficulty of the test reduced by 1 because of JoJo.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, but this is a visual perception check, right? Does JoJo affect, or does it matter the type of perception check for a JoJo?
It says keen senses. One or more of dog meat senses are especially keen. They can attempt to detect creatures or objects.
Yep.
I mean, because visually,
yeah, no.
I'm looking for a blood trail. I imagine a dog would probably be able to smell the blood trail, but easier than see it. But yeah.
Right. Okay. So you're looking for a blood trail. You don't see a blood trail, but JoJo does pick up a scent of what you imagine to be, well, I'll just say JoJo picks up a scent at the door of the powerhouse. As you look at the door, you see that the lock has been shot out.
So we're probably, well, between the shots earlier and these shots here, we're obviously not the first ones here.
Elias is just gonna shove the door and clear that shed.
So opening it quickly.
Yeah, it's like if it's if the lock's been shot out, is it like latched shut or is it like somewhat ajar?
Somewhat ajar.
It's gonna just shove it and clear.
All right. Shove the door open. It's pitch black inside. But you hear a quick shuffle, a sniff, and then nothing.
Light up and go.
All right. So you bring up your light, you point it, you're looking through to your left, nothing. Some stairs going up to the top of a machine. Continue going, and then along a wall, someone just flat against a wall, holding a handgun up.
Drop it.
He looks at you as though weighing his options.
Drop it or I drop you. There's 4 more of me outside.
All right. Makes eye contact with you and decides that he believes you.
That's good.
Starts to very slowly kneel down, put the gun on the floor.
Take it my way.
He kicks the gun over to you.
Class will just go plant his boot on it. Down, hands up where I can see him.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Look, I'm with other people too, they're just not here. I couldn't have rowed that boat by myself. Not all this way. So
what I'm hearing is you better tell me right goddamn now where your friends are.
well, they went up the hill. And they wanted me to try and get the power going.
Elias will wave in the rest of the group. Just like, downstairs clear. Check upstairs. So he said it was stairs going, like there's like a second floor?
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those like grate floors made of metal. You can see up through it. When you did your check with the light, I'll say that you saw that upstairs it didn't look like there was anybody.
All right, so just wave everyone in, just get them out of the open. So this is our new friend, prisoner number 1.
I see what you did there, because it's a prison island.
No, you don't look like you're young enough to know what films are. It's called an extra or a red shirt. I'm not gonna bother to learn your name because I don't care and I won't remember. But I will remember is where exactly your friends are going. You said up. Did you know exactly where? Because you
up the hill.
And they were just gonna come back and get you, or you were just gonna sit here with your thumb up your ass until you turn the electricity on.
I was gonna turn the electricity on, and then they were gonna radio me.
You got a radio?
I do.
And you'll just look to Gray. Pat him down, see where that radio is.
Yep, we'll check him over.
Okay, so you pat him down, you can feel the radio in his right pocket.
Grab that.
So you reach into the right jacket pocket, you pull the radio. You also notice in the left jacket pocket some ammunition, small arms ammunition, 7 rounds.
Well, we'll grab that too. Extra ammo doesn't hurt.
As the The pistol was a revolver or a semi-auto?
It was 9mm.
9mm? All right.
While these two handle our guest, I'll take Adam upstairs to clear the upstairs with the other flashlight.
Okay. So Adam follows you quietly because he's been really silent. Yeah. I'll say upstairs. It looks like it's just the top of some machinery. It's access to get to the top of machinery, but you don't see anything else really up there that looks of interest.
Gotcha. I'll call out clear and walk my way down.
Hey, you guys gonna let me go, or do you want me to turn this on?
I'm assuming you're here for the same job we are.
What job would that be?
The one assigned at the hotel.
Okay. Yeah, we're here for that.
A whole pallet's a lot.
It is. It is. It could go a long way.
It
Feed
could.
some people. Traded for all kinds of stuff.
Should we let him turn it on? We were thinking of coming here to shut the power off, but it was already off, so we didn't worry about it.
Sure.
But your gunshots may have alerted our not-so-friends.
Gunshots alone, all the power coming on out of nowhere. If it even works, where's the first place they're gonna go check?
Yeah.
We don't know who's in that warehouse or in those storehouses. If we're gonna let them turn it on, we might as well get out of here.
Sounds good to me. We've got his radio, his gun, and his ammo.
Go ahead. Turn it on.
All right. I'm still figuring it out, but yeah, I can put my hands down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he starts working on some of the machinery. Where were you guys from?
Here and there. I don't suppose you know what Appalachia is.
I know what apples are.
Then, here and there. This guy have a particular accent to him?
Seems like he yeah, like nothing that really stands out. It seems like he's probably from somewhere northern US, but you can't really pick out where.
But he's the personality and the meet and greet's all well and good, but it's stealth is better.
And there, a spark comes out of the machine. He shocks his hand. Ah!
All right, I think that's our cue to let him work and get moving on. Away from where the attention's going to be drawn.
We seen you around, prisoner number 1.
Yeah, maybe I'll see you around. If you see my friends and they're still alive, you let them know that I'll be with them soon.
I'll tell them Sparky will be forthcoming.
All right. Because I don't have my radio.
No, you do not.
Right.
Best of luck to you.
You flick something, and you start to hear the machinery working. None of the lights have turned on yet, but it's a matter of time.
Time to skedaddle.
We're going.
And
Alright.
who grabbed his gun? I mean, I've already forgotten.
It is under Elias's boot. So he'll pick it up, check the mag, check the chamber. And
So I'll give Alliance the rounds since I don't have that type of weapon. It was 7.
Excellent. And was it fully loaded or was it not a full magazine on it just yet?
I'll say that it had. Hold on, I'm gonna roll for it. 4 rounds in the clip.
4 rounds in the mag. All right. All right, so 11 total. Yeah, so I'll just go and just top off the magazine with the loose 9mm.
You guys are gonna leave me here without a radio and a gun?
Got a life? Don't lose that.
Your boat's still down there.
Well, I guess thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Sparky.
And the lights start to turn on. You can hear
All right,
click, click, click. As power starts to reach out to different areas in the island.
Let's give him the little laziest salute, and let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, as you're walking away, you can hear him cursing to himself. All right. So you're heading further up the same pathway?
Yeah, right. Is it across the, or is it further up that direction? Is there just sparse, or is there cover?
So it's a hill, and it is mostly sparse. There is a large fence up ahead that leads to another fork in the road. So large chain link, tall fence, double fenced, essentially, like two sets of chain link about a foot apart, connected with razor wire at the top, and a gate down at the bottom. No guards or anything, of course, but you can imagine that this is where guards would have been posted.
Let's see if we can find where his friends went through.
The gate is open. As you reach the top of the hill, you can see that this is probably where his friends went. If not his friends, then somebody did.
It's Gray that has the radio, right?
Yeah.
What is it? I think Gray just give the radio a little click.
Yeah. Give it a click and hold, and then another, just a double click. So it's like trying to talk, but nothing's coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I think like we're trying to contact.
It's like the whole thing of trying to make comms but maintain radio silence. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear a response. Hey, Jim, that you? Jim, we got power. Jim.
Yeah, click it twice.
Jim, is that you or not? Okay, I'm on my way. I'm coming.
All right, it's time to get on the sides, find, like, even if it's just a ditch as cover, so that we're not standing out in the road for when this guy comes past.
Yeah, well, there is a guard booth at this door, or at this gate. That's the most obvious cover that you have. It's made of concrete, has one window, and it seems to have this electrical panel inside that looks like it probably controlled the gate at one point. The gate itself right now is broken open, but that may have been one of the reasons why they wanted power, maybe in case they couldn't break the gate.
Okay. Booth can, probably just hold one person in it.
It's got enough space for two.
Okay.
Gray would rather stay outside, but like on the opposite side of the guard booth from the road, from the trail road.
Okay.
I'll tap Elias on the shoulder and walk towards the guard booth with him.
All right. I'll just wave Jojo along. Just it's like not like smothering the dog, was trying to keep him from getting too chatty.
What's the added difficulty or penalty for called shots?
Or like aiming at a limb?
Leg specifically, but yeah.
All right. Now, off the top of my head, I'm pretty sure that increases difficulty by 1. I would have to confirm that.
That's not terrible, especially not when we're full on AP.
You can choose a location on the target to hit. This increases difficulty by 1.
Yes. Okay. Excellent.
Sounds good.
Someone's about to get the
so
world's worst piercing.
I will ready an action to shoot anyone in the leg with my revolver in the leg that comes through the gate down towards the maintenance building.
Okay.
Powerhouse. Yeah.
All right. So you're sitting low. Give me a sneak check of vampire bites.
Mhm.
Just because you're a little bit more in the open. Adam is going to be behind the booth.
Yeah. Let me. AP can be spent after the roll, right?
We can. I'm pretty sure rules as written. You have to do AP before.
I will spend 1 AP.
Oh.
Yeah, so since you're adding a dice to the roll rather than your luck points re-rolling it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I might be spending a luck anyway.
Oof.
I have 1 success, and third die is a failure. I will spend a luck to reroll the 20, though. That's a 1, so that's 2, 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So
on top APs.
you feel very confident in your hiding, especially now that it's getting darker. There are lights on around the facility and down this pathway, lining the pathway. But you found a dark spot, good shady spot. You feel pretty good about that. It doesn't take very long before you see somebody starting to make their way down some stairs on the side of this large building that's ahead of you. Then heads toward the gate, comes through the gate. What are you going to do? Held action? Okay.
Yep. That
right.
is 2, 3 successes.
Okay. He has a defensive 1, so yep, that's a hit.
And that's a 6 dice, so 2 regular damage and 1 special damage, but the revolver doesn't have a effects, so 3 damage, I guess.
Okay, right. He grabs onto his leg and falls down on the ground and screams out at the top of his lungs. And that's where we're going to end today's session.
Ooh!
Wow. Okay, that was a lot of fun. It was very tense. Many moments. You got to see a cordyceps elephant.
I'm so glad I didn't have to fight that. Oh my god.
Yeah, stats for something like that is it's big. A shiv wouldn't have worked, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that qualifies as a monstrous creature.
Yes, exactly. Well, thank you very much for playing and being awesome as always. Thank you to the audience for joining us, and thank you to Cybernation Uncensored for hosting us and allowing us to play this amazing game here on your channel. And also a thank you to Sirenscape for being the sound and atmosphere as we get to play today. All right. Was there anything, did you guys want to do any self-promotions or shout-outs or anything before we go?
I think, well, I was not in, didn't promote the shows that I'm in at the start of the stream. And once again, I'm Alex Maxwell, and you can find me in Cybernation Uncensored every Saturday with Team Nevermore as Scarecrow and as whoever the else I'm going to be playing as we go into Cyborg and exploring other games. And I can't wait. I've been jumping in the bit for Cyborg. And then on the first Friday of every month, I am one of the 3 hosts of Talk Nerdy to Me, where we talk about nerd stuff. So yeah, come and see me the first Friday of every month. And then every other Monday, you can find me here, being the angry pet owner redneck that is Elias Carpenter.
All right. Riley, Vampire Bites, anything you guys wanted to shout out?
Yeah, I'm here on the Mondays and on Fridays for the High Rider game, and you can find me in Discord. So,
Right. All right. And Riley, you're good, or?
I'm all good.
All good. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining us, everybody. It has been an honor to be able to run this game. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm glad that I didn't have COVID this time. So hopefully it has been entertaining and great. Let me know if you enjoyed it. I am always happy to hear such things. And I will see you. We will all see you on the 20th for our next game. And with that, goodbye.